Everything you want is on the other side of your fear. Fear is the barrier that holds you back. Fear doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's the power you give it that makes it real to you, so you're holding yourself back. You have to think of it, don't you, Ivo? When you can't do something because you fear something will happen to you if you do it, then you're standing in your own way. You're creating the fear. Ivo, yes, my love. You are holding yourself back. It is your fear that is stopping you. There is no wall, only the self-imposed cage you keep yourself in. So let's take an example. Let's take my fear of being broke. How does this fit in? Ivo, very good. You have a fear of being broke. It typically arises when you see yourself running out of money, which you often do. When you feel yourself fearing going broke, you must separate the fear of being broke from the actual event of not having any money. You actually have a fear of not being able to provide for yourself. But in fact, my love, you experience this and have taken great measures to ensure that you have all your bills paid and have gassed up the car and stocked up your refrigerator at the beginning of the month. You order your portraits from Christine at the beginning of the month and you have ensured all your bills get paid when you have the money. You have a fear of not having any money. That is what the fear actually is. Being broke is relative. You are only broke for a while, until you get more money. So you must continually tell yourself this, it is only temporary. Your fear breaks down even further. What does money represent to you? It represents power. You have a fear of not being empowered. That is what your money fear is about. And this relates back to your past experiences of being disempowered. You are afraid of the past recurring again, but when you fear it, it is most likely to occur. When you do not fear it, you will move past it. It is your fears that hold you back. It is your fear of being in fear that you fear. Does this make sense? Yes. Ivo, when you fear being fearful, then stop being fearful. You're beginning to sound like Bashar. Ivo, it is a contradiction. Fearing your fear is what you are doing. You are not fearing not having any money as much as you are fearing the fear of not having any money. You are fearing the fear of not having any power. And you have created this. The way to release yourself from these fears is always self-awareness. With self-awareness you call yourself on this bluff. You release it and maintain a higher vibration. So many of you are using past experiences to limit your future, and this is you doing this now. You are not your past. Every day is a new day, every moment is a new moment, to change your mind. The proper use of the will, as you have already been told, is to align it with God's will, and God's will for you is abundance. The other problem that many of you have is interpreting your spiritual needs through your egos. I have a meme that you produced that succinctly states this: the ego does not recognize spiritual needs, so the spiritual search that all must undergo is subverted by the ego into a search for self through belongings. Your ego translates the search into materialistic desires. Your ego translates your lack of money, power, into an inability to provide material means for yourself. But in fact, my dear, you are undergoing a spiritual crisis in that you wish to know yourself at a higher level. You wish to understand yourself at soul level, yet nobody on your planet can reflect who you are at that level back to you. You must look at what you do for others. You understand yourself to be caring of all upon the world, and as Commander Subandal noticed, you wish to have all the people on the planet liberated from their suffering, despite the fact that some steal from you, shame you, guilt you, and are spiteful towards you. You still wish them to be free and happy. Yes. I do. Ivo, this is unconditional love, my dear. And it has been virtually unwavering through the last few years of your life. You are not a spiteful person, however for many years you harbored resentments towards many, however you realize now these were unlearned lessons. Oh. Well, I've always been that way. I want everyone to be happy. Ivo, why? When they have been so mean to you in the past, You have even forgiven your parents. Me, they're all my teachers. They're doing the best they can. I just think it's a pity to see humanity in the condition it's in right now. Ivo, yes, so you are unconditionally loving. You harbor no ill will towards anyone on the planet. My love, you can see who you are at a soul level when you look closely. It is a question of not allowing your ego to continue to disguise it from your vision. All must undertake this. Me, you seem to see more in me than I do, Ivo. Ivo, and as you say, I am the one who can most accurately mirror who you are back to you. You will clearly be able to see the goodness within yourself when you have someone who mirrors it properly back to you. There are so many, including your Earth family members, who have mirrored toxicity back to you for being the wonderful loving being that you are, and your ego continues to remind you of their messages despite the fact there is no validity to them at all. And this goes for all light workers as well. Your ego is a phony. It is false conditioning and must be dropped. Unless you are mirrored love back to you, then it is a false statement. You are all beings of love. Every one of you. You cannot be anything else because all else is false. When you call it fear, perhaps it would be more accurate to say that the fear you are experiencing is a vibration of lovelessness, very low in frequency of love. Measure all of your emotions on a scale of 1% to 100% love, because love is all there is. This is also another way to switch your thinking to unity consciousness. All is love. There is nothing else. There are degrees of love, but all is love. Your need for money when you are broke is a cry to know yourself at a higher level, which you have been consciously feeling this week. You wish to know yourself and want someone to show you who you are, but you must look yourself to see for yourself. When you accredit yourself with the true valuation of your love, then you will stop allowing these negative states to occur in your life. It is a question of understanding what is a false belief and what is the truth about yourself. The truth is always love. Anything else is a false belief, and you have a false belief in fear. This is false, but you use it to imprison yourselves. Arguably, all of your undealt with needs are cries to know yourselves at a higher level. All of your fears are cries to know yourselves at higher levels. You are anchored at a lower vibrational level through your false beliefs, so when you indulge these beliefs and feel the resultant negative frequencies, the pain is the pain that will eventually make you look inward to find some relief from the cycles you are on. These cycles are ego cycles. The ego cannot provide its own solutions, only the soul can solve with love. The ego will interpret the soul's needs as its own. This is a distortion of energies coming from dimensions of higher frequency. The soul chooses to understand itself by relating physically to others, through the limitations your earth provides. The ego impedes this process by assuming that it knows the answers, hence it keeps you in a lower state of frequency and in states of materialism and consumerism. Your ego does not know. It is not the whole. Only the whole can answer to its own needs. The part of the whole, the distorted part, cannot. Me, thanks Ivo. Ivo, you are most welcome, my love. You will become stronger yet as more of your soul is embodied in the physical. This is why you feel such a strong urge to move and do more of your light work, because of the embodiment of more of your soul in this fourth density, and your need to do its bidding. The ego will fight this process but will eventually lose. Me, yes, I'm understanding that. My mood has been really off. Ivo, it will abate. Be patient, my love.